Hey hikers, Lee with Trailside Fitness. I hope you enjoy this mini module. This one is for the feet. So I took apart some of the different pieces of my larger self-care program to create these mini lessons for you. So if you're looking for more techniques, more stretches, more exercises, check out my self-care program. All that stuff is gonna be in there for you. For this particular module on the foot, I took a little bit of anatomy, a couple of techniques that you can try while you're out hiking, some stretches, and a couple of exercises that you can quickly employ. So take these for a spin, keep them handy, and if you're interested in that self-care program, make sure and reach out. Happy trails. Some simple anatomy for hikers on the foot. You've got your shin bone that comes down, and you've got your other bone on the outside of your leg, your fibula, that comes down. This bone here, interestingly, has about 80% of weight bearing with hiking, where this one has about 20% hiking or walking. Those bones have a relationship with the midfoot and the hindfoot, which actually makes up your ankle complex. These bones here have a lot of work with the arch on the bottom of the foot. Your metatarsals, which are your long toe bones, and then your shorter toe bones, which are just like the phalanges. So for hikers, the second, third, and fourth toe bones have a little bit of significance. One, they're not really thick and stout, and they don't handle a lot of weight bearing and pounding and compression well. They're just not thick and nearly as durable as the first toe bone and the fifth one, as well as some of the other bones that do a little bit more weight bearing. This means if you're stepping on a lot of rocks underneath the middle of your foot, you have a higher chance of generating a stress fracture. Or if your pack weight is a little bit too high and your foot is not strong, those bones are gonna spread out and absorb more compression, which is gonna lead to those stress fractures. So this is where having a nice strong foot, a good stout arch is gonna be really important, and then reducing pack weight as best you can to keep some of the strain off of there. And you know, most hikers now aren't wearing thick-soled shoes like hiking boots. They're wearing more like the trail runners, and those just don't offer near as much protection and support for those bones, so we're seeing a lot more stress fractures now than we may have in the past. Here we've just flipped the foot over so you can see a little bit of the structures here. Your heel bone, obviously, there's that first toe, nice thick bone there. And then this here's your arch. You've actually got 3 arches in your foot. Your plantar fascia attaches right at the base of this heel bone on the inside edge, and it fans out to different parts of the foot. So if you have any plantar fasciitis issues, generally this is gonna be the spot where you feel it the most. So we're gonna wanna make sure and target that with some of our foot mobilizations. On the bottom of the foot here, again, you've got a lot of different muscle attachments on all these different bony points. So we're gonna wanna make sure we're taking really good care of that during the hike. Rub, twist, and stretch is such a simple but effective technique to help take care of the plantar fascia on your foot and really just kind of make your feet feel a little bit better. This one is as simple as it sounds, and you're just gonna rub the bottom of your foot for 20 seconds. And here I'm just taking my thumbs, kind of moving through the ball of the foot, working up under the end of my arch, and then all the way up toward my heel, just finding whatever feels like it just needs a little bit of attention. Once I do about 20 seconds of rubbing, I'll move to the twisting. So I'm gonna pull the outside of my foot up and around, and then maybe down and under, and really just working some of the different ankle or movements of the ankle and the foot. Just looking for areas that feel like they could benefit from a little stretch. And I'm gonna wrap this up with a stretch. So here I'm gonna pull my toes back, so kind of point them up and around. And you can do the 4 toes or just the big toe by itself. Both ways are extremely effective. The big toe does have a lot of range of motion, so sometimes it's nice to just separate it out. And then pulling those toes up and underneath again. So here, the 4 toes and the big toe separately. You'll feel the stretch differently if you do sort out that big toe kind of on its own. So rub, twist, and stretch, 20 seconds each. Short, simple, and super effective. If you don't happen to carry a ball with you while you hike and you're fresh out of rocks, you can always use your shoe. This is such a simple technique and such an easy thing to do, especially for break times when you likely have your shoe off anyways. For this, you're simply just gonna lay your shoe on the ground and then use the edge of the sole as that massage device. So just stabilize the shoe with your other foot and then start working the bottom of that foot over the sole of your shoe. And targeting those same areas we've been hitting before, kind of near the base of the toes, through the arch area, and then toward the plantar fascia. Again, working the outside of the foot, as well as the inside of the foot as you make your way up and down. Super simple, super effective, and super handy. You should definitely use this one while you're out hiking. The key is keeping the tripod in the foot. So your heel is down, the ball under your pinky toe, and then the ball under your big toe. That's your tripod, and if that thing is on the ground and nice and stable, you're gonna have nice, solid foot position for any of the exercise that you're doing. And that's gonna be a key for a lot of the exercises we have coming up. This exercise is a great way to test and see if you're able to maintain that tripod in your foot. For this one, you just anchor a resistance band off on something stable, and then you're gonna place the band under the ball of the big toe. From this position, you're just gonna work on your balance while not letting that band slip out from underneath your foot. Once that gets easy, you can add a little bit of a leg swing to it and see if that makes it a little bit more challenging. And then finally, you'll, in the same position, perform a reverse lunge and really focusing on keeping that foot down. You might be surprised how difficult this one gets. The big toe flexion, this one is pretty cool. You just tie a band around your big toe, and then you're gonna curl your big toe, and then you're gonna point your foot down, and then just reverse that. So now you're gonna bring the toe back, let the big toe relax, and then crunch the big toe, point the foot, repeat, and keep going. This one is gonna be great at strengthening the muscle underneath the big toe, and this has a lot of responsibility when it comes to maintaining the arch of your foot.